Let's talk about boundaries. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about. We're recording? Wait, are you serious? Cut it. I can't let these people know how crazy I am already. This is only video 2. Cut. Hello everyone, this is Whitney and I am here to talk to you about all things well. Y'all ready to get into it? All right, let's do that. But before we do, I need you to do me a favor. Go ahead and click like, go ahead and click subscribe, and then go ahead and share this with all of your friends. Can you do that for me? I appreciate it. All right, so let's talk about setting healthy boundaries in the workplace. There are so many that we can set, but I want to talk to you today about 4. So the first one I want to talk to you about is defining your work hours. So whether you work for a school or you work for a company, they give you a certain amount of time to work, right? Whether it's 9 to 5, whether it's 8 to 4, 7 to 3, that is the time that is set for you to get your work done. In the perfect world, we would all get our work done between those hours. And if you are that person, I need you to let me know so that I can figure out what your secret is. But for most of us, we don't get our work done within those hours. We have to work before school, after school, weekends, all of the things. Here's what I want you to do. Figure out what your work hours are going to be. Yes, you have 9 to 5, but do you need to come in the morning? Are you going to come in 1 hour before everyone gets there and then leave on time? Are you going to maybe pick an evening or two to stay late to get your work done? Are you going to say, nope, I'm going to come in on time and I'm going to leave on time, but then maybe on Saturday you choose an hour. On Sunday you choose an hour. Whatever works for you, because everybody has different lives and different schedules. Some people have children, some people have spouses, some people are single. Everybody has something different going on. But what I want you to do is decide what your work hours are going to be. Stay dedicated to that. And then when it's time for you to call it quits, do that so that you can go enjoy your personal time. Okay? So think about, what are your work hours going to be? What are your work hours going to be? Define them, and then go enjoy your personal time. Okay? All right, boundary number 2, take time off. Y'all listen. If you don't take time off, your body will take time off for you. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to be proactive in taking your time off. Maybe ahead of time, you decide that once a month, I'm going to take a day off. I'm going to take a mental health day. I'm going to schedule my doctor's appointments on this particular day. Figure out what that looks like, but I want you to take your time off. There are people out there, and I was one of them. Hey, I don't have to take my time off. I got all these hours, right? But then when you're getting ready to retire, or you're getting ready to resign from a position, or whatever the case is, you're trying to use up all of this time. When realistically, you should have been using up all of that time years ahead or months ahead, right? So figure out, what does it look like to take time off? I want to share a story with you. So I think it was my second year teaching. I had a supervisor that told us new hires, this was at the beginning of the school year. My supervisor, my principal said, you all can't take time off. Okay, we can't take time off. Trying to process. They proceeded to say, I lost my mother and I lost my father, and I didn't take not one day off. So therefore, you don't need to take a day off. Okay, again, continuing to process. Here's why that was triggering for me. I had just lost my mother about a year and a half before. And I had to take off. Like, that was something that was traumatic for me. Like, what? So fast forward to later on that evening after the training was over, my dad calls me. He's like, "Wait, what you doing?" I'm like, "Daddy, I'm at the health food store." He's like, "You at the health food store?" Like, that's not something that I commonly did. But I'm telling him I'm at the health food store. And then I go on to proceed to tell him my boss said I can't take off. So therefore, I'm trying to figure out what I need to do to get my immune system together. He's like, "Are you serious?" "No, ma'am. Your company, your school, they have given you leave. So you are allowed to take that time off. No one needs to give you permission." Okay? So fast forward to, I think it was like October, November. And I tried to be obedient and not take my time off. Because obviously, I guess my supplements that I had purchased were working. But here's what happened. Y'all, I woke up one morning and literally could not get out of bed. I didn't have the flu. I didn't have a cold. But I was mentally exhausted. I barely had the strength to call in. But here's what I should have done. I should have took my time off. We need mental health time. We need mental health days to rest. We need days to get our lives together. Whether you're sitting on the couch watching TV, you're out for a run, you're going to a doctor's appointment, you're going to a happy hour. You need time just for yourself to woosah. So please take advantage of your time. Now, for my educator friends, I know sometimes it can be harder to get a substitute, harder to take off than it is to just go ahead and stay and push through. But listen, that's why I'm telling you to go ahead and map out your days ahead of time, because you are allowed to have that time. But then I also don't want you to put your team or administration in a pickle, right? Now, things happen, emergencies happen. Take off if you need to, but do what you can to try to prioritize setting out a schedule to take your mental health days. Y'all good with that? Am I making sense? All right. So moving on to number 3. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no, y'all. This is something that I have struggled with because, again, I am one of the people that wants to follow the rules, and I feel like I am superwoman, and I'm qualified, and I can do all the things. And listen, sometimes I need to sit down somewhere and just say, no, I can't do it. My plate is already full. I had a situation one time where I was given a task on a Friday that was due on a Monday. And when I say given a task on a Friday, it wasn't Friday morning I was given this task. I was given this task like Friday afternoon, like after school, like afternoon, prior to dismissal, and then, leading into after school. Here's the thing. Let me ask y'all a question. What days come between Friday and Monday? Let me see. Friday, we got Saturday and Sunday, right? Those are the days that come in between Friday and Monday. Last time I checked, Saturday and Sunday, those are my days off, okay? But me being yes, dear, I got this. I worked all day Saturday and all day Sunday on this particular task. I got it done on Monday or Sunday night. I had it done and it was done well. But here's what happened. I was resentful for the rest of the week and probably even longer than that. And then with the task, let me tell y'all, we only utilized this particular project that I had worked on. We only used it for about a couple of months, and then we realized, you know what? We can't do this with fidelity. We're done. And y'all, my weekend was gone for this particular thing that we didn't even continue to use. So here's what I'm trying to say. There are so many times that there are so many false emergencies, and we got to get this done. Y'all, that's not realistic. That's not real. What I should have said was, hey, you know what? It's Friday afternoon. I can't do it now because, the weekend I'm off, but I will definitely get to it on Monday, and then just let it be. That's what I should have done, but I didn't have the courage to do that. So I want you to have the courage to say no, okay? If it's outside of your defined work hours, say no. If it's on your off day, because I've had supervisors have me do work on my day off. And sometimes I've chose to do work on my day off, right? But that's not good. That's not a healthy boundary. It's okay to say no. So the last boundary that I want to talk to you about is being okay with pushback and negative reactions. Because I'm here to tell you, you are going to have coworkers, you are going to have leaders, you are going to have supervisors, you are going to have principals that are not going to be okay with you defining your work hours. They're not going to be okay with you taking your time off. They are not going to be okay with you telling them no. But here's what I want you to be okay with. Defining your boundaries. I want you to be okay with that. Because at the end of the day, you need to be good with where you work. You need to have a good work-life balance. Okay? So I want you to be okay with these things. And I even have a book that I want you to read. It is called Happy at Work by Robin Garrett. This is a book that is geared towards leaders and supervisors on how to have a positive work environment and creating a positive culture. But after reading this book, I really thought that it was a good idea even for employees that are not in leadership positions to read this book, because it's going to help you figure out what kind of work environment that you want to be in. What do you need in order to be happy at work? Because most of us, like for me, I love teaching. It wasn't something that was, it didn't feel like work sometimes, right? Because it was a passion of mine. And so many of us, we want to work. We want to do the things that is allotted or aligned in our profession. That's what we want to do, but we want to be happy with doing it. So book I want to recommend to you, Happy at Work by Robin Garrett. And I will put the link for you in the description box, okay? So let's go back and let's talk about the 4 boundaries that we discussed. We talked about defining your work hours. We talked about taking time off. And we talked about it's okay to say no. And last but not least, we talked about being prepared for pushback and negative reactions. I hope you all have enjoyed your time with me today talking about healthy boundaries, because it is my ultimate goal for us to have bliss in the workplace. So do me a favor. Don't forget to, like I said, like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. And then come back and join me for another video. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.